You know what I've noticed? Some of the kindest people are also the most exhausted. They're the ones who always show up, always smiling, always ready to help. But if you really look at them, you can see it. That weight in their eyes, that heaviness they're carrying. And here's what nobody talks about. Kindness has a shadow side. And when you ignore that shadow, when you pretend it doesn't exist, kindness can actually become destructive. It usually starts in childhood. A kid learns that being kind, being agreeable, gets them love, so they put their needs aside. And over time, that becomes survival. When kindness comes from fear, when it's driven by a desperate need to be valued, it stops being kindness. It becomes a mask. And masks, when worn too long, start to suffocate you. Look, think about the people in your life who are endlessly kind. You know the ones. They'll listen to you vent for hours. They'll help you move apartments on a Sunday. They'll lend you money even when they're broke. They'll skip sleep just to make sure you're okay. And at first, you're like, wow, what an amazing person. Almost saintly, right? But if you've ever been that person, and I mean really been that person, you know there's another side to it. Behind all that self-sacrifice, there's this quiet voice, this resentment that builds up. And it's whispering, what about me? When is it my turn? But you can't say that out loud. Because here's the unspoken rule with chronic kindness. You're not allowed to put yourself first. Ever. That feels selfish, right? Now psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called compassion fatigue. Basically what happens when you give so much of your empathy, so much of your emotional energy, that you just run completely dry. And it's not just healthcare workers or therapists dealing with this. It's everyday people. The friend who's always there. The family member who never says no. The coworker who takes on everyone else's tasks. There are actual studies on this. People who constantly prioritize others over themselves, they report way higher levels of anxiety and depression compared to people who maintain some kind of balance. Their physical health suffers too, because kindness without boundaries, I mean really, it's not kindness anymore. It's self-destruction in disguise. But here's where it gets even messier. Sometimes kindness becomes a weapon. And I don't mean like manipulative, fake niceness. I mean something quieter and more unconscious. When you become known as the kind one, people start expecting it from you. They rely on it. They build their whole relationship with you around it. And without anyone meaning to, your kindness teaches people that your needs don't matter as much, that your feelings are negotiable. Over time, they stop asking what you want because they just assume you'll adjust, you'll accommodate, you'll be fine with whatever. So the kind person ends up training everyone around them to overlook them. Wild, right? The kinder you are, the more invisible you become. And that invisibility, it's not peace. It's loneliness, wearing a polite smile. Let me throw some facts at you. There was this study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. They found that people who can't say no, usually the super agreeable kind people, they're way more likely to burn out, like significantly more likely. And here's another one from UC Berkeley. Altruistic behavior actually does increase well-being, but only when it's voluntary, only when it's authentic. When you're being kind because you feel guilty or obligated or scared of disappointing people, it does the opposite. It lowers your happiness, increases your stress. But we get trapped in this cycle anyway. We don't want to let anyone down, so we keep saying yes. We don't want people to think we're selfish, so we keep giving. We're terrified of losing love, so we keep sacrificing. And slowly, without even realizing it, we lose ourselves. You stop knowing what you actually want because your entire identity has become about serving others. You become a stranger to yourself, and that's when the monster shows up. Because here's the thing. When you suppress your needs, when you swallow your anger, when you bury your boundaries in the name of being kind, those feelings don't just disappear. They go somewhere. They collect in the shadows. They build up pressure. And eventually, they explode. Maybe it's snapping at someone you love over something tiny. Maybe it's passive-aggressive comments that slip out. Or maybe it's worse, years of repressed emotions coming out all at once, and you don't even recognize yourself anymore. We think kindness protects us from our dark side. But actually, kindness without honesty creates the perfect environment for darkness to grow. Every time you say yes when you mean no. Every time you smile when you want to scream. Every time you hold back your truth to keep someone comfortable. You're not being kind. You're abandoning yourself. And that always has consequences. So why do we do this? Why are kind people so terrible at boundaries? It goes back to how we're raised. So many of us learned early on that kindness equals worth. That being agreeable keeps you safe. That love is something you earn through what you give, not something you deserve just for existing. If you grew up in a home where love felt conditional, where you had to perform or behave a certain way to get affection, you carry that into adulthood. You become someone who confuses people-pleasing with genuine kindness. But real kindness doesn't erase who you are. True kindness includes yourself in the equation. If your kindness is destroying your mental health, draining your joy, stealing your energy, then it's not kindness. It's self-neglect dressed up as virtue. There's actually brain science behind this. Your brain has these things called mirror neurons. They're what let you feel empathy. When you see someone in pain, your brain lights up like you're in pain too. It's why kindness feels natural to us. We're literally wired for connection. But here's the problem. Mirror neurons can't tell the difference between healthy empathy and destructive empathy. If you're constantly absorbing other people's pain without any protection, without any boundaries, your brain floods itself with stress signals, chronic stress, immune problems, emotional exhaustion. Your nervous system wasn't built for endless, boundaryless kindness. It needs balance. So the dark side isn't that kindness is bad. It's that kindness can be twisted by fear, by conditioning, by our own wounds, into something that looks beautiful on the outside but slowly kills you on the inside. And when that happens, your greatest strength becomes the thing that breaks you. If you're sitting here recognizing yourself in this, feeling that exhaustion, that resentment, that sense of being invisible, even though everyone calls you so kind, listen, you're not broken. You're not defective. You're experiencing the natural result of living in a world that never taught you how to give without giving yourself away. The monster within kind people isn't anger or limits or boundaries. The real monster is self-neglect. And once you see that, once you name it, you can start to change it. So how do we do this? How do we stay kind without destroying ourselves? Here's the truth. Kindness has to start with you. And I don't mean in some selfish screw everyone else way. I mean if your kindness doesn't include yourself, it's not really kindness. It's performance. And performances eventually collapse. You know that airplane safety thing? Put your oxygen mask on first before helping others. It sounds harsh, almost wrong. Like, why wouldn't I help my kid first? But the logic is undeniable. If you pass out, you can't help anyone. Same thing with kindness. If you neglect yourself, your ability to care for others suffocates. This is where boundaries come in. And I know for kind people, boundaries feel terrifying. They feel like rejection, like you're being mean, like you're shutting people out. But actually, boundaries are the most honest thing you can do. A boundary says, here's what I can give and here's what I can't. It says, I love you, but I can't keep doing this. It says, without limits, I'll start resenting you. Psychologists talk about boundaries as these invisible lines between where you end and someone else begins. Without them, relationships get messy, codependent, resentful. With them, relationships get clear, mutual, respectful. And get this. Research shows people with healthy boundaries actually have deeper relationships because their kindness comes from choice, not compulsion. When they say yes, you know they mean it. Their kindness is real, not forced. And people can feel that difference. But setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself. And if you've spent your whole life thinking your worth comes from selflessness, that feels like betrayal. You might lose people when you start setting boundaries. Some won't like it. They'll push back, call you selfish, withdraw from you, and that hurts. But here's the thing. Relationships built on you constantly overgiving were never balanced to begin with. There's this concept called pathological altruism. It's when helping actually causes harm, like when you sacrifice your health to care for someone, or when you rescue people so much they never learn to help themselves. It looks like kindness, but it creates dependency, guilt, exhaustion. It's kindness gone wrong. This connects to something bigger.